Welcome to the Blytheweigh Mining Show. I am Bonnie Hughes. Our guest today is Serabi Gold. They have production in Brazil, they have revenues, they have cash of 21 million, and they have a very supportive shareholder, as well as very good potential to expand the existing resources with mining around, with exploration around the project. And here to tell us all about the growth potential of the company is Mike Hodgson, CEO of Serabi Gold. Hello, Mike, and thank you for joining us all the way from Cornwall.
Thank you very much. Yes, not so far away, but yes, that's wonders of modern technology.
So you just put out your 6-month and 3-month results yesterday. Do you want to give us a bit of a highlight of them?
Yeah, no, it was good. I mean, we were sort of back in profit. We made just over $1 million before tax and financing, so that was pretty modest, admittedly, but it was an improvement on last year. I mean, we were actually at a loss at this time last year, so it shows that we're actually moving in the right direction. We produced just under 19,000 ounces year to date, and sort of 9,600 in Q2, which was a really great quarter. So. You know, and again, our EBITDA was up about 37% on the sort of first half of 2017 to 2018. So all moving in the right direction. We obviously enjoyed a beneficial sort of weak real, which helps us. We always look at the gold price in Brazilian reais because our costs are virtually all in reais. So it's the gold price in reais that's important to us rather than the gold price. So the fact that the gold price has been slipping over the last sort of 2 months or so, we've kind of been insulated with the real weakening at the same time. So that's good, but it wasn't so long ago it was working the opposite to us. So we'll enjoy the moment while we can have it. That's what I'll say. And during the quarter or the first half of the year, we obviously did a $23 million raise, which was great. That's really positioned the company well to move forward with our various programs. We're doing an aggressive exploration effort in and around Palito and Sao Chico, looking for vein extensions and resource expansion. We know we're a mill limit operation. We know we can produce more. We just don't really quite know from where and when. And at Coringa, our new asset that we acquired at the back end of last year, we're advancing that. And the good news there is we've got some trial mining licenses in place now, so we are going to start our underground. We're going to start a portal there and gun underground and get into the ore body and really see what it looks like. That's always so important with vein mining because you don't really know what you've got until you actually really get into the guts of it. Drilling alone is not really sufficient. But we will also be doing a new 43101 and PEA on Coringa as well, and that's going to be supported by a drill program which we'll do in this last quarter, a bit more drilling there. So yeah, it's all happening, and we've got the cash in the bank to do it. So exciting times.
Well, and the great thing about, vein mining can be a bit more difficult, but you also usually get better grades when you're vein mining. And so I understand your average grade for the quarter was about 7.36 grams per ton, but last quarter you had a bit of a boost in the grade.
Yeah, with Sao Chico in particular has been returning some really fantastic grades. It little higher than we expected. I mean, both the reserve grade from both the deposits is just over 8 grams. So we do expect always the 7 or 8 range. And if you look over all the quarters we've now been, since we went to commercial production, we've got something like the last sort of 12 quarters, you can see that our grades stay very consistent, generally between 7.5 and 9.5 grams. We were well over 8 last quarter, which was not a higher one, bit nicer to have. So yeah, we're tonnage limited, as I say. So our increase in ounces comes from our grade. So when we can produce slightly higher grade, it goes straight to the bottom line. So, but these are very nice high grade ore bodies, and as you say, drilling alone gives you a general idea. You almost, as the old saying goes in vein mining, you drill for structure, you drive for grade, and that's what you do. You drill, you justify the development, you get underground, and with the development, you really define the high grade zones, and they're the ones you mine, and you leave the low grade behind. That's the name of the game.
And I understand that you've also have gone down to another level, about what, 250 meters? Is that correct?
Yeah, our two ore bodies, Palito and Sao Chico. Sao Chico is kind of a simpler ore body, just a single structure. We do think we've got some parallel structures which we're drilling at the moment, but we're now down about 220, 230 meters, and we're just advancing that down and going level by level. And we've just drilled a new hole about 680 meters below our lowest development level, and the structure's still there, going strong. So that's the deepest hole we've got in that deposit, and it's looking very good. And at Palito, Palito's a different ore body. We've got lots of sort of narrow high-grade veins, and they're all at various stages. But the deepest point there is also about 230 meters from surface in our deepest vein. But some of the other veins are much shallower, so we've got a lot of lateral potential, which we're chasing at the moment. So it's that's good because it kind of reduces your capital development and your rate of deepening, which is all good from the cost perspective.
And what depth do you expect to get to this year?
Well, I think that's a good question, because that all depends on how the lateral extensions go, because obviously if you can go out laterally, you defer deepening. So that's certainly at Palito. I don't think we'll go much deeper or need to go much deeper at Palito this year. Certainly at Sao Chico, we'll probably get down to a depth of something like about the minus 40 level, which will be some sort of 280 meters from surface. But as I said, we're also going out laterally at Sao Chico. We're doing a strike extension drill program along strike and parallel structures, and if they come through, which we think there's a good chance they will, again, it takes away the need to deepen as quickly. It's because the deeper you go, the ounces are still there, but of course they're more expensive with haulage. So lateral is always better than deepening. That's
very true. And you did an airborne survey recently around the mines.
Yeah, we've had a 40. I mean, essentially our exploration has been parked for about 5 years, and I've told you this before. When we raised money back in 2013 to put Palito back into production, and the idea was we knew we had mine site discoveries, but we didn't have the funding, and the market wasn't there to actually bring them on stream and grow the resource. So we decided we would put a small high-grade mine back into production and generate our exploration budget out of cash flow, the good old-fashioned way. And along the way, we acquired Sao Chico, which is kind of a higher quality off-the-shelf resource, where we acquired that. But in the process, we actually took a debt facility with Sprott, which has been an absolutely fantastic relationship. But at the end of the day, any cash flow we had was being consumed by paying back the principal and the servicing of that debt. So again, exploration was pretty much parked, and it's only since this financing that we finally did in May this year that we've actually had the money to really sort of kick the tires on exploration. I think we recognise, and people have said in response to the financial highlights that we've had this quarter, we know we're a high-cost producer. We know we're modest, and we know we're small. I mean, we don't need analyst comments to tell us that. And that's what the acquisition of Coringa is all about. It's all about getting scale, but doing it in the right way, not blowing your brains out in some huge capex project. I mean, the acquisition of Coringa will, all being well, double our production. The exploration we're doing in and around Palito will certainly or add ounces to our production, and we think we can get to sort of 100,000 ounces, or certainly be threatening 100,000 ounces in the next 2 or 3 years. And that's the name of the game. It's spreading your costs over more ounces, and building those ounces in a capex light way, which is what we've done. We've built Palito, we've built Sao Chico, and Coringa's just another one of the same. So it's a different way of getting to 100,000 ounces. That's the way we see it. And I think at that point we will see our costs come down, and maybe the analysts will write nicer things about us.
Well, it seems that some part of your strategy is to reduce shareholder dilution, because you did some consolidation of your shares just recently at 20-1, and also the fact that you're trying to fund your exploration and growth through your existing revenues and production.
Yeah, we've got two very good, four sort of key shareholders now, but two big cornerstones in there, very supportive, Fratelli and Greenstone, and certainly they're well represented on the board, and they've been super supportive. And we'll grow the company. Obviously, supportive of their views, etc. But obviously they want to see the company grow. They think we all believe we've got a good platform to build a gold mining company, Brazil focused now, with our current production and obviously bringing on Coringa. And we're always going to keep looking for acquisitions, particularly in the district, that make sense, where we can leverage off our production already there and our relationships, etc. So we will continue to do just that, and that's our plan going forward.
And I guess you will have some upcoming assay results or drill results in the next few months?
Yeah, we're going to have quite a lot. We've been doing exploration now for about 5 months. It's been a bit longer getting some of the assaying done, etc. But there will be a steady sort of flow of news now with drill results, with the results of an airborne geophysical survey, which has been really great. I said, as you asked me before, we never had a chance to follow up on that, but since we got this funding through in Q2, it's allowed us to really start sort of realizing the potential of our tenement. I've been privy to see the results of that so far, and there's some really exciting looking targets in that. We're following up with ground IP at the moment, ground geophysics at Sao Chico, which again is really just, we're doing that ahead of drilling just to sort of see if we can identify the main trend that the structure is hosted in along strike, and that's lighting up nicely. So hopefully that'll help sort of target the drilling better. We're doing a lot of geochemistry in and around Palito too. So drilling at both sites. We'll soon be drilling at Coringa. We're doing ground geophysics, surface geophysics, airborne geophysics. So a lot of news to come out, and there'll be a number of press releases over the next quarter. Yes.
And I guess with Coringa, you're progressing with like PEA studies and for future development.
We are. I was there just the other day, and we're doing. We've actually got a trial mining license, which we're now going to start. We're clearing the portal area, and we're going to start a portal, and we'll be underground, doing our first blast there, probably in October, and we'll be going underground and cutting the first ore body. So that'll be great to get a bulk sample and understand. The trial mining license doesn't allow us to process anything, so it's not a license to build the plant or anything, but it's a license to get underground, do a bulk sample, see the geometry of the ore body, etc., etc. And in parallel to that, we will be doing a surface, an additional top-up drill program, and a new 43-101, hopefully in time for PDAC, which will be followed up with a PEA, which will be an important document for us for getting the funding. And in parallel to that, obviously, a critical part of the process is we're going to be advancing our permitting in Brazil, and all being well, we'll be able to get our preliminary license, which allows us to sort of do the basic engineering by the same time. So we're all targeting sort of second quarter, end of second quarter next year to have all those things in place and really be going to market with something to really say.
This is fantastic. You have a lot on the go, a lot for shareholders to look forward to, and potentially some big surprises happening on Coringa. Thank you so much, Mike, for joining us. We look forward to speaking to you again soon and getting some updates on the company, and enjoy some time off in Cornwall.
Thank you very much. That's very kind. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us on the Blytheweigh Mining Show. Have a very profitable day.